Hey everyone, welcome back to the Animal Pack YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how I like to cut my gym t-shirts. I get asked all the time how I cut them, so today I'm finally gonna show you how. Now, this one is a little bit more intricate with the cuts on the back, turned it into a crop. Today, I'm gonna be showing you one that's a little bit more basic, kind of get a feel for how to cut it, and then once you feel more comfortable, then you can move on to something a little bit more intricate like this one. So what you're gonna need today is a good pair of scissors, a t-shirt, and for the t-shirt, what I like to do, I like to use the nice thin cotton ones that have a little bit of stretch. You're also gonna need a piece of cardboard and a good workstation. All right, let's get started. You could do this standing. I'm gonna say it because if you follow me on Instagram, you would know that I recently broke my big toe in the gym by dropping a 45-pound plate on it, which I think is some people's like worst nightmare. All right, so to the t-shirt, first thing you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna put the piece of cardboard inside of the t-shirt. And this is just gonna help you in the cutting process. If you had a mannequin, it would work great, but I don't have one of those, so we're using a piece of cardboard. So you have your t-shirt, and I'm gonna flip it to the back side. And what I found that helps is kind of envisioning what you want the finished product to look like. So what I want this shirt to look like is I chose a larger shirt. I'm not gonna do a crop like this. I might make it a little bit shorter, but I want a nice off the shoulder. I want raw hems, so I'm cutting off all the hems. And then I want it open all the way down to the back. So from the top to the bottom, I want the back open. So that's kind of what I'm envisioning in my mind. So the first thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut all the raw hems first. So I'm gonna start with the bottom portion here. And what I like to do is just cut along the seam. So I just make a little snip at the bottom. So you have a little hole there. And then you can start cutting along that hemline. You know, if your cutting is a little bit jagged, that's fine. If it's a little bit crooked, that's fine. You're just gonna give your shirt a little bit more personality. Flip it over. And this cardboard makes it so much easier. All right, so we're almost to the end there. All right, just throw that off to the side. All right, and then I think I'll work on the neckline here next. Give it a little snip to make a hole. And then you're gonna work along the neckline. And this is an XL that I'm using. I think the one that I'm wearing was a small. Okay, I'm actually gonna give this a little stretch. And when you stretch it, that fabric kind of like rolls down and gives it this nice like roll in it for that raw hemline look. Yeah, I like that. Right, and then we're just gonna do the same with the arms here. Just cut it right at the seam. Give it a stretch there. And do the other side. Right. And give the bottom a little stretch too. I don't think I did that yet. All right, so now we have our hems cut off. And now we're gonna start working on the back of the shirt to open it up and give it a little bit of spice. You know, you don't realize how much you actually need your big toe until you break it. Just moving around has been, you know, a process, getting from A to B. But I'm on week 2 of healing, so it's going good. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut straight across, and I'm gonna make about 1-inch strips all the way across, all the way down to the back. If you wanna be more precise with this, you could take a ruler and kind of measure out your lines and lightly mark it with like a pencil or something like that. But usually I just kind of go for it and I hope for the best. And you know what? It actually always turns out pretty good. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna go for it. Great, so I snip a little hole. And then you're just gonna cut all the way across. And like I said, this does not need to be perfect. And then we're gonna go about 1 inch down, give it another little snip, and all the way across. It's gonna kind of look like you got attacked by a werewolf. The cutting is probably the most time-consuming part of this process. After you cut it, it's pretty straightforward and goes a little bit quicker, so. All right, so all my cuts are done. From the top to the bottom, I have slits throughout the entire t-shirt. What I'm gonna do next is I am going to pull the fabric apart to kind of stretch out the fabric and make those thinner. So you want them to kind of roll up. All right, now the fun part. This will be pretty easy if you know how to braid. Do any kind of braid, because kind of the same concept. Okay, that looks pretty good. I like that so far. Next thing we're gonna do is grab this top one and you're gonna bring the bottom one under and over. Then you're gonna grab the next one and you're gonna under and over. Under and over, and you're gonna do that all the way down. And you're gonna wanna keep it pretty much centered, but if you're a little bit off, that's okay, because we're gonna stretch it to the outer portion of the shirt anyways. Okay, now that we're at the bottom here, we're gonna snip it, okay? So you're gonna take it and you're just gonna snip it right in the middle. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna tie these bottoms into a double knot. You're gonna tie it to itself. So you're just gonna tie it. That's one knot, and then you're gonna tie it. 2 knots. Right, and then with these little ones, little hanging off pieces, we're just gonna cut it off. Okay. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of bring these to the outside of the t-shirt. Really like the way that looks so far. All right. And I mean, you could leave it like that. It looks pretty cool. At least I think it looks pretty cool, but I'm gonna make it have a little bit more detail to the back. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this top piece and I'm gonna twist it into a knot. Twist this into kind of like a circle there, and then you're gonna bring this bottom piece up. And then you're gonna twist it, up, twist, up, twist, up, twist, up. And again, it does not need to be perfect because you can kind of adjust where it's gonna go once you get to the bottom and tie it off. Okay. So next, we're gonna snip this bottom, just like we did before. And we're gonna tie it to itself again, just in a double knot. And 2. All right, and you can give it another little stretch here. Oh, that looks so cool. I hope you guys think this is as cool as I think it is. But this is a great way to kind of dip your toes into upcycling your shirts and then get a little bit more intricate with it, like the back of this one. But I think I'm pretty happy with the way that this looks. All right, so I'm actually gonna try this on and see if I wanna cut it a little bit more around the neckline or on the arms or anything like that. Guys, I love it. Love how it turned out. I have that nice off the shoulder look that I wanted. I didn't cut the sleeves shorter because there's I don't know if you can see it, there's a flag on this shirt and I wanted to keep it because I really like it. But it's all business in the front, but it's all party in the back. I think I'm actually gonna wear this to the gym tomorrow because it is just so cool. But guys, I hope that you try this out. I have so much fun cutting up my shirts and giving them a little bit of personality. At the very least, I hope you found this entertaining, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.